All right, welcome back. This is video 2 of the frequently asked keto questions that are user submitted. So we are going to be back in just a moment with all of those questions that you guys have asked. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we're back with our second video in this series. Hopefully you liked the first one. By the way, if you're new here, if you would consider subscribing, because I've got videos like this all the time, and also I'm really big on asking the viewer what they would like to see, and then we make the video about it. I'm not hoity-toity or far above it all. I really want an interactive community of people who can ask questions, who we can feed things off of each other, bounce things off of each other. So please feel free to subscribe and comment and ask questions and become part of our community. All right, the first question back on this video is, do I need to take supplements, and what supplements should I take? I don't think that there is ever like you have to take supplements. I think they're a great idea. What I would recommend is a good multivitamin. Potassium, magnesium supplements for sure. I think they're just good to have whether you're on a ketogenic diet or not. And then I also recommend cod liver oil. Again, not a necessity, but it's really great, and it does a lot of great stuff for you. All of these are very inexpensive. They'll help you feeling good and making sure that you're covering all of your bases nutritionally. So hope that answers your question. By the way, I'm going to give a shout out to a couple of people that did submit some of these questions. Thank you, Courtney, Bethany, Sharon, Karina, Nicole, and I'm sure there was a couple others that I missed. I am so sorry, but a lot of these questions were submitted by these nice ladies, and so I can't thank you enough. All right, moving on. The next one, as a matter of fact, before I move on to this next list, I just have to say, one of my favorite sayings is, do not confuse the difference between can't and shouldn't. And so a lot of people ask these questions, and they were all, can I do this questions? And so I'll start with the first one. Can I drink alcohol? Short answer, yes, you can drink alcohol. Should you drink alcohol? It depends on what your goals are and how quickly you want to see those results. Please don't let me dissuade you. I am not by any stretch of the imagination saying that you can't or should not drink, so don't confuse can't and shouldn't in this one. What I'm saying though is that you have to be able to factor the alcohol in to your diet, to your macros, to make sure it still fits. You will see faster results if you cut it out completely, but again, I know that glass of wine after work occasionally, going out with friends and having a drink or two is very big in our culture, and I wouldn't say you have to get rid of it altogether. Just practice moderation. The drinks you're going to want to stick to most frequently are rum, gin, whiskey, what else? Vodka is a good one as well. As far as mixers go, maybe a diet soda or something like that. Don't do any of the sugary drinks or anything like that, because that will totally undo everything. And then if you're going to have a beer, I would recommend against that one, but if you really are craving a beer, stick with a light beer. It's going to give you about 4 grams, oh, dog shaking, 4 grams of carbs per beer. So keep that in mind when you're totaling it into your daily intake. The same is true with the wines. The drier the wine, the better off you'll be as far as carb count goes, but you can almost always guarantee that wines are going to be, like a dry wine, is going to be about 4 grams of carbs as well. So do with that information what you will. The best part about a ketogenic diet, in my opinion, is that there's nothing that's off limits. You just have to make it fit in there and be smart about it. Don't go overboard and you should be okay. The next question, can I eat fruits? Yes, you can. There are some fruits that are better than others and some that I would just avoid altogether. When it comes to fruits, avocados, yes, they're a fruit, and so is coconut. Those are very good ones to have. They have a very high fiber content, and so the net carbs on that aren't too terrible for you. Avocado and coconut, obviously, also very high in fat, so it solves that problem too. If you're craving some of the other ones, I would say stick with berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, etc. Remember, they still have carbs in them, so I think 1/4 cup of blueberries, don't quote me on this. Somebody look this up and get back to me, but I think it's like 6 grams of carbs in 1/4 cup. So again, I could be wrong about that. But anyway, anything in moderation, yes, you can have it. So let's stop getting into that restrictive mindset of I can't have this. You can have that. Just be smart with your decisions. Can you have a potato? Sure. Should you? Maybe not. Okay, so let's start thinking that way rather than this other way where we can't have anything and everything's off limits, okay? All right, do I have to drink bulletproof coffee? I love this question. It's actually one of my favorite questions. My mom does not like coffee and she doesn't like tea either. And so she was worried that, will she be able to do this? Absolutely. Bulletproof, it's just not required at all. You do not need to have it. I love coffee, and for me, it's an extra way to get my fats in for the day. Same thing with tea. If you don't like coffee but you like tea, you could go with bulletproof tea, and that's fine, or you can skip it altogether. It's just an easier way, especially early on, when you're trying to get a higher amount of fat than you've ever been used to. Sometimes you have to find I don't know, like a way to drink your fats. And that's what bulletproof coffee does. Plus, coffee is freaking delicious, but that's just me. I know that not everybody's a coffee drinker. So, in the end of the day, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Okay, just kidding. All right, next one. What do we have? Do I have to drink water? I'm just going to say this one is not an option. Yes, you have to drink water. There are so many countries that people can't freely get water, and it just astonishes me that people are like, I don't like water. I don't like the way it tastes. Grow up. Water is an essential. You need water to live. Okay, sorry, I get really riled up about water. Yes, you need water. And also when it comes to losing weight and getting rid of a lot of the bloating and the watery skin, water is going to help with that. And it helps with so many other things throughout your body. So yes, this is the one I'm going to say, yes, you have to drink your water. Well, how much water do you need to drink? It's not a competition. In my mind, there's no, you have to drink 2 gallons or 1 gallon or whatever. Drink throughout the day and just stay hydrated. You'll be fine, okay? But just make a conscious effort. Whew. Words are really eluding me today, guys. Make an effort to drink your water throughout the day. You don't have to do a stop, drop, and chug. You'll be fine just drinking water throughout the day. But please don't skimp on this. You will notice such amazing results when you actually keep your body hydrated. And you can stave off a lot of sicknesses too. All right, the last question in this category. Can I have cheat meals? Okay, do you need my permission? You do not need my permission. Yes, you can have cheat meals, but do you want to? When I think of cheating is supposed to give you an advantage, right? Like if you cheat off of somebody, like the really smart kid in class, it's supposed to give you an advantage and you're supposed to pass. Cheating on your diet doesn't usually give you an advantage. It usually puts you a little bit further behind. Now, if having a cheat meal is going to keep you on track in the long term, you just need to get something out of your system, fine. But my recommendation is to plan it out ahead of time. Don't let it become a whole cheat day or a cheat week. Be mindful of it. Be mindful of what exactly you're going to have, and then go ahead and do it. I don't recommend having cheat days very frequently. I'm not saying never at all. I'm just saying it's really easy to go on that slippery slope, and a week becomes a month, and then before you know it, it's been a year, you've been off the wagon, and starting over sucks. Nobody wants to be the new kid in class that's starting over. On top of that, I think to myself, do I really want to go through the keto flu again? Do I really, really want to retain all that water after a cheat meal? Because you will. You're going to retain water temporarily, but it's an ucky feeling. So think about all of these things. So when you're asking these questions, can I or should I or is it okay? Just think, yes, you can, but what is the outcome going to be? I think we're so used to just shoving things in our mouth or just kind of making decisions without really thinking about it, that being mindful of these things is a little bit trickier. So that's all I'm suggesting, guys. Be mindful. That's it for this particular video. I've got one more video after this, and it covers some more of the personal stuff. So stick around for that video if you want to. Tell your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in just a few minutes.